Hey everyone, my name is Matt Forrest, and if you are watching this video, you are probably interested to find out if you need to be a spatial data scientist. Today in this video, we're going to break down exactly what spatial data science is, what are the skills you need to know to use it, how can you use it in your current job or other different ways you might be able to use spatial data science techniques, and exactly what you need to learn and where you need to learn it. So let's jump right in. So up until 2017, I didn't know a single thing about spatial data science. In fact, I would not actually call myself a spatial data scientist. The first time I actually came across it was at the 2017 Spatial Data Science Conference, and I was watching all these amazing presenters talk about these different tools and concepts I had never heard of before, but what they were producing was really amazing. And what we'll focus in on is actually how they used spatial data, or the where, to understand the why things happen and understand that. And that was really what was happening at this conference, was things I had never done before and learned about, but really amazing results. And that's what we'll find out what spatial data science is, actually using the where to understand the why. So let's just jump in and learn a little bit more about that. So what is spatial data science? Well, there's two important concepts we're going to focus on, and we're going to talk about two different definitions of spatial data science, but you'll find out that they're very similar. So the things I want to call out before we jump into the definitions is, first, understand the difference between where and why, where things happen, and understanding how they're happening in space, and then actually being able to tell people why they're happening, what's the interactions of that data, and using statistical methods that surface themselves through spatial data science. Why are these things actually happening? The second part that I want to focus in on is the tools and techniques you can actually use to perform spatial data science. Fortunately enough, there's a lot of very smart people producing incredible tools that anyone can get started with today that are effectively free of charge and open source. So the important part about spatial data science is it involves the where versus the why, focusing in on the why, and the tools and techniques that you use to do that. So let's talk about these two different definitions of spatial data science. The first definition is from CARTO. Full transparency, I work at CARTO, but our team has put together a really incredible definition of spatial data science. So I want to start there. I'm going to read the definition, but I'm going to put it on the screen so you can read it as well. Spatial data science is a subset of data science that focuses on the unique characteristics of spatial data, moving beyond simply looking at where things happen to understand why they happen there. Spatial data science treats location, distance, and spatial interactions as a core aspect of the data, using specialized methods and software to analyze, visualize, and apply learnings to spatial use cases. Now, like I said, you'll hear two different components in both of these definitions. The first is why, understanding why things happen, and the second is the tools that you use to get there. Let's look at one other definition. The second definition is from Luke Anslin, who is at the Center for Spatial Data Science at the University of Chicago. He is one of the premier thinkers about spatial data science, and if you haven't checked out this video, that is his first introductory lecture from a series of videos on YouTube about spatial data science. I highly recommend you check it out because it breaks down exactly all these core concepts that we're going to talk very briefly about today. Once again, I'll put the definition on the screen so you can follow along while I read it here. Data science is often referred to the science of extracting meaningful information from data. In this context, it's useful to stress the difference between standard, i.e. non-spatial data science, applied to spatial data on the one hand, and spatial data science on the other. The former treats spatial information, such as the latitude and longitude of data points, as simply an additional variable, but otherwise does not adjust analytical methods or software tools. In contrast, true spatial data science treats location, distance, and spatial interaction as core aspects of the data and employs specialized methods and software to store, retrieve, explore, analyze, visualize, and learn from such data. In this sense, spatial data relates to data science as spatial statistics to statistics, spatial databases to databases, and geocomputation to computation. So what I would pull from this definition is, once again, focusing in on why things happen spatially. And most importantly, if your location changes and the context of the data changes, why is that happening? Understanding the variables that are driving that change and why that's happening throughout space. I know it's kind of a big concept to break down, but it's really important. And of course, if you're in GIS or geospatial or doing modern GIS, you know as things move around and within space, they change. And using spatial data to understand science, you can actually analyze and understand why that's happening. Second component is that there's a completely different toolkit. Primarily, a lot of that's wrapped up in modern GIS, and we can talk about that in some other videos, but most importantly, there are different tools to use to perform spatial data science than regular spatial data science. And those are those two important concepts that from these definitions, if you walk away with nothing else, that's what spatial data science helps you do. So the next part, Why is spatial data science growing so much right now? And it's driven by a few different reasons. The first is the growth in the data science space. Data science is booming. It's a really in-demand job, and lots of different companies are asking for people with these skills, and lots of people want to learn these skills. Now, we've seen this before in geospatial or GIS, where there's a big trend in the analytics space, and a few years later it makes its way into geospatial. If you remember, business intelligence was really booming several years ago, and then a few years later you started to see terms like location intelligence pop up and what that did to the GIS space. Now, the same thing's happening with data science. Effectively, data science is booming, and a few years later we're seeing that take form in spatial data science. Now, spatial data science isn't new. Spatial statistics have been around for a long time, and people have been practicing it for many years, but it's kind of taking on this new life and this new brand. But effectively, people have been working on these problems for a really long time. The same for data science. Now, I think it's kind of funny. I love this meme talking about data science as kind of a statistician using a Mac in San Francisco. And it kind of describes like, look, data science has been around for a long time. So is spatial data science. This is nothing new or new concepts, but it's kind of going through this really big boom. And it's a hot topic right now. I would say the second is Python. So Python is a booming language, lots of in-demand skills, lots of people asking for it. So I think it's really important to keep in mind that Python is really growing quite a bit. There's lots of skills that are asking for Python, and if you use modern GIS, Python is a core component of that. Now, you can always get into the R versus Python debate, but I think Python is sort of winning that in the last couple of years, and within modern GIS, there's lots of tools for using geospatial with Python. And specifically for spatial data science, a lot of the tools we'll talk about, like PySal and others, use Python as their primary programming language. The next is around job growth. Now, certainly there is an expanse of jobs opening up in the data science space, and we're just starting to see that with spatial data science. More and more people are asking for a spatial data scientist. One really important thing is to look at the job description you might be exploring. If it says spatial data scientist, but it's asking for you to use more geospatial databases and move data in and around, it might be a better fit for geospatial data engineering. In addition, if you were looking at creating dashboards and analyzing data, that might be a better fit for a GIS analyst. One tricky thing in the modern GIS space is that all these roles tend to get bundled up, and a lot of job descriptions ask for actually the same things, but we haven't broken apart the job descriptions in great detail yet. We'll talk about what is the purest form of spatial data science, also how you can use spatial data science techniques in your current roles, but just keep in mind to always look at the role description and don't discredit yourself. If there's a job posting for spatial data science and you feel like you have some of the skills, go ahead and apply for that. There's lots of jobs opening up and lots of people asking for these types of skills, so keep that in mind when you're looking in the job market. So one big question I get asked is, do I need to be a spatial data scientist to advance my career in modern GIS? And the answer is an emphatic no. You do not need to be a spatial data scientist to continue to advance your career. What I really love about the spatial data science space and geospatial in general is that it's really committed to creating open tools for anyone to use at any level or career job or programming skill set to actually start to use these really advanced techniques. The academic space around spatial data science is incredibly open. There's amazing tutorials out there for you to get started and use. We'll talk about a few of those a little bit later, but definitely no. You do not need to be a spatial data scientist to keep your career moving. Now, really what spatial data science does, it allows you to understand the why versus the where, and you can embed that in any geospatial work that you're doing, right? If you're creating maps, you can use these techniques to use different visualization methods. You can actually use a lot of these Python packages from PySal and other libraries to use that. And if you're a desktop GIS user, there's a great tool called Geoda that's developed by Dr. Luke Ganslin, who we quoted earlier in the video. And you can actually get started with that today and do pure spatial data science in a desktop tool. So there's no limits in terms of what you can do, but you can use all these tools in your current role, no matter what that is and no matter what level you're at. If you're still watching and you really want to be a spatial data scientist or use spatial data science techniques, there's 4 ways you can actually do that. The first is to become a pure spatial data scientist. Now, what that means is that you understand the underlying statistics and models that actually drive these interactions, and you can actually maybe even write your own models or statistical methods using peer research and things like that. It's primarily in the academic space, and we'll talk a little bit more about how to break into that space if you're interested in that. But if that's not the route you want to go and you want to apply that to your work right now, guess what? You can absolutely do that too, which is our second way to actually use spatial data science. There's such amazing tools out there for spatial data science that you can actually use and start with today. If you're a GIS analyst or you're actually trying to become and break into a spatial data scientist, you can certainly do that. PySal is one of my favorite libraries to do this. It's all written in Python. There's great documentation and tutorials. So if this is something you're interested in when you can get started today. It integrates with your great libraries like GeoPandas and others. So it's really easy to get started and try out some of these different techniques. The third possibility and the third route is actually if you're a pure data scientist and you want to stand out and use different tools and techniques, spatial data science is a great way to do that. Now, you would actually be kind of going backwards from a lot of the people that might be watching this video, as you have to learn the basics of geospatial data and techniques using different libraries that you might not be used to, like GeoPandas, but they're pretty interoperable, and you can actually use all of this to really add some great skills to your current portfolio as a data scientist. So if you're just a data scientist watching this video, definitely check that out and stay tuned for more resources as well. So the fourth way is actually to sort of what I mentioned earlier, is stay in your current role and focus and just augment different spatial data science skills into your workflows, right? Like I said before, there's so many amazing tools and libraries that exist right now for you to start picking up and using. So imagine if you're a GIS analyst and you want to start using maybe a library called Exploratory Spatial Data Analysis, or ESDA. It's a part of the PySal library. I know a little bit of Python, but I want to look at these hotspots and clusters that are happening within my data. Today, you can actually start doing that with the Python library, or even better yet, if you're using a desktop tool, you can download Geoda, start using it, and analyzing your data today. I think this is an excellent way to get started. You can learn some of the concepts and techniques. It's all available online, and you can get started right now to actually use that. In addition to that, there's great courses, so you can add these bits and pieces of spatial data science techniques, and make sure if you're building these tools out and you're in the job market, make sure to add them to your portfolio to showcase the work that you're doing. I think it's an excellent way to get your work out there and into the job market, so keep that in mind as well. Okay, so you want to learn spatial data science. How do you actually do that? 3 key ways to do that. The first is actually jump back into academia and join one of those programs. Now, there's amazing programs out there across the country and across the world that are practicing spatial data science. Some are purely focused on that, some are purely focused on the models, some are focused on the analytical work that goes into it. Now, if that's the route you want to go, you want to get really deep into the weeds of the statistics and the modeling, academia is probably one of the greatest places to do that. There's so many amazing programs around the world that are actually building spatial data science into their traditional GIS or geography programs, or there's even a few that focus purely on spatial data science. Now, of course, it's a time commitment and a money commitment that goes into that, but ultimately, if those are those places that you want to focus in on, I think that's definitely a route that you should take a look at. The second route is to actually focus on learning data science first and then add the geospatial components. Like I said, if you have a data science background and want to augment your skills, there's lots of great ways to learn spatial data science and augment and add new tools to your toolkit to really add value to the work that you're already doing. So that's another route to go. The third route to go is actually apply this to portfolio projects or the work you're currently doing in your role and your current job. I think these are 2 excellent routes to go. Picking a specific problem, solving it, adding some spatial data science techniques to the tools that you're already using, and then growing from there. In a future video, I'll share some of those spatial data science resources that I really enjoy to actually help you get started to learn spatial data science. But I'm going to start with my top 3 right now. The first is PySal, which is the Python Spatial Analysis Library. It is the single best resource for spatial data science. It embeds models and different tools and techniques that you can actually use. It has amazing documentation and notebooks to actually get started using different spatial data science techniques, everything from visualization to modeling to processing data. It is probably the single best resource out there and the best toolkit for actually practicing true, pure spatial data science. Additionally, Geoda, the desktop tool that I mentioned earlier, uses a lot of these same models and techniques. So you can actually download that desktop tool and start using that today as well. The second is the Geographic Data Science book. Now, this is hands down, I think, the best learning resource to understand some of the different components here. This comes from authors of PySal, some of the different folks that have built PySal and the models that are in it, Danny Arribas-Bell, as well as Levi Wolf and many others that I will mention here as well. But this is what I think is probably the single best resource for actually learning these different components, understanding what's happening, and of course, it's all open source, free notebooks for you to get started and use. The third resource that I really enjoy is actually from Danny Arribas-Bell as well. It's a couple of years ago, he started publishing his courses from the University of Liverpool that you can actually start to use and practice, and it has notebooks embedded right in it, so you can actually practice these concepts and use them as you're going through your work. Now, all these things use Python, so just keep that in mind, and we're going to talk in a second about the skills you need. But if you want to get started today, check out these 3 resources. I'll put some links below so you can actually get started. So what are the skills you actually need to get started with spatial data science? Now, we're going to talk through a few of them, and we're only going to focus on the small sliver of spatial data science today. So the first skill you're going to need is Python. I think Python has become and is growing and will continue to be one of the top languages for data science in general, but also for spatial data science as well. And I really think having a fundamental base in Python, as well as some of the core analytical tools and libraries, will be really, really important to start to get to use spatial data data science. Within that understanding and having good understanding of data structures, things like lists and dictionaries will be really critical. How to use and use functions within Python is going to be really important, as well as all the other basic elements within Python. The second you're going to want to use is understanding pandas and geopandas. Now, how do you use data frames, geodata frames, manipulating geometries, and having a base working knowledge of those tools to load data, pull it into a data frame, and then use it within other libraries will be really important. And the last one is going to be PySal. So I think understanding and using PySal is really critical. And once again, it is the best single resource for spatial data science. I recommend checking out their website after this video if you haven't started pulling it up already. So definitely check out PySal and get started with that. Now, that said, having some fundamental data science and machine learning skills I think will also help your workflow. It's not necessary, but I think it's certainly something that will help. Now, the last two pieces are not required, but I think they always help. First is having some basic computer engineering skills, and specifically using the command line to stand up notebooks, download libraries, and install different things. Having a basic working understanding of the command line and comfort using it, I think, is going to be really important. The second is SQL. So I'm a big advocate of spatial SQL, and as you scale and use more and more data, organizing into a spatial database that uses spatial SQL is going to be really important. You can also do things like spatial feature engineering within this, and you can actually use that spatial database to create spatial features that you can use or manipulate your data to prepare it for the spatial data science model. So keep that in mind as well. So what is spatial data science and how does it relate to data science as a field generally? So pure spatial data science are in some of the definitions that we just talked about. It's using spatial data to understand the interactions around space, to understand different things, or ultimately why things are happening. Now, data science and generally that uses spatial data is certainly an important practice, but it's not fundamentally spatial data science. Using spatial features in machine learning workflows can certainly enhance and make models better and actually help create better results from data science work, but it's not spatial data science. Spatial data science focuses on the distances and interactions of spatial data, how that plays across space, and like I said, refer to those definitions, and that's how you can kind of tell what's data science and what's spatial data science. That said, one important aspect I want to talk about is spatial feature engineering. So using spatial data to create features for data science and machine learning workflow. I think this is a really important space that anyone using geospatial or modern GIS can actually add value to a team's workflow. If you're creating and pulling out features from data and adding those spatial features to enrich and augment different analytical or machine learning workflows, that's a value that anyone doing GIS can immediately bring to the table. Now, is that spatial data science? No, that's spatial feature engineering. It's something a little bit different, but I just want to call that out to have clear definitions about what is spatial data science, what is data science, and what is spatial feature engineering. So if you made it all this way, thank you so much for spending the time with this video. I really appreciate it. I posted some links here that you can use to get started, as well as a resource that I have that looks at different Python spatial data science and general geospatial Python workflows. Take a look and check it out. Let me know what you think, and appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.